Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and today we're going to have a look at a feature in the Airbus FMS that many flight simmers don't really use very much. Now, the feature I'm talking about is located right here on the climb page, and it is the pre-select feature. Now, you might be asking yourself, what do you use that for and how does it work? And those questions are what we're going to answer in today's video. So, first of all, let's have a look at why we might want to use a pre-selected speed here at all. Now, the reasons for that are usually that by default the Airbus FMS is going to start accelerating at the acceleration altitude, and it will go all the way to either a speed constraint that you have in your flight plan, or it will go to 250 knots, depending on what you have selected on the vertical revision of your flight plan. So those 250 knots default over here can be changed on the flight plan page. Then you go to a vertical revision of a waypoint, and up here you've got climb and speed limit. Now, over there you can see you've got 250/flight level 100, and you can change that number as needed. But there is another way to do this, and we'll talk about that now. So, thinking about reasons why we might want to reduce the speed, let's have a look at our departure chart over here. We're flying the Warburg 1 X-ray departure out of Paderborn Airport, and there is a note up here on the chart that IVR profiles are within airspace class Echo. Watch out for VFR traffic unknown to air traffic control. Now, there's two possibilities of what we can do here. We can either go ahead and just completely limit our speed below flight level 100. And depending on airline policy, some airlines will want you to fly no more than the minimum clean speed. So in our case up here, 182 knots, all the way until flight level 100, so that we are as slow as possible when we have to watch out for other traffic and therefore have more time to avoid a potential collision. Other airlines might ask for something like 220 knots maximum below level 100, which was the case in my old 737 operator, for example. But looking outside the window today, we don't really have a reason to limit our speed all the way, because as you can see, it's not really the kind of weather where there is going to be so much VFR traffic around. So for that reason, we only want to limit our speed until we're basically within the clouds, and maybe even above the clouds, depending on the turbulence, and there to make it a little bit more comfortable for passengers. Of course, VFR traffic can fly above clouds, that is not forbidden, but the good news is that above 5,000 feet above ground, they usually have to have a transponder, and therefore we'd have them on TCAS. So the potential dangerous traffic is only located in the lower altitudes. For this reason, we want to use the climb speed limit function on the climb page rather than just limiting the entire speed overall. So what we're going to do is we take our clean speed here, 182 knots, and then we go over here and we're going to enter 182 into the pre-select field down there. Now, as you can see, you can at any time revert back to managed speed if you want to, but I am going to keep this in right now so that we've got the pre-selected. Now, you will notice that this changes the climb mode to selected rather than managed. Now, the reason this is the case is because as soon as we are going to enter the acceleration phase, the speed window is going to open up on the FCU, and it is going to go into selected speed with the number that we have pre-selected down here. Now, when you have reached your target altitude, then you can just put the speed knob in again, and that is going to revert to managed mode and then initiate the acceleration to the previously selected managed speed, in our case 250 knots down there. And that is pretty much how this feature works. Now, let's have a look at how that is going to work in a more practical point of view. So we have been cleared for takeoff on runway 06. So let's go. Okay, so you can see pre-selected speed is entered over here. Once we're going to set takeoff thrust, we will see select 182 over here on the PFD to verify that this is going to happen. And, well, now let's go ahead and have a look at it. Take off. Okay, so there you can see, speed select 182. Then we've got V1 rotate. Positive climb, gear up. Okay, let's put on the autopilot so that we can monitor what is going to go on over here. So now we've changed the climb mode at the acceleration altitude, and you can see the FCU has opened up. Okay, so thrust climb auto thrust, flap 0. And you can see the airplane is now maintaining the previously selected speed. Now, I am just going to maintain this until we are outside of the immediate area of VFR traffic. In other words, probably until we're pretty much inside the clouds over here, where VFR traffic is no longer going to be a factor. Okay, so that's pretty much now entering the first couple of clouds. So VFR isn't going to be much of a problem anymore. On top of that, we can just set our altimeters to standby. Sorry, to standard, of course. Okay, so let's say that we are now close enough to the clouds that we don't have a problem here anymore. Yes, Pack 2, you can come on. Okay, so let's now go back to managed. So I'm just pressing the speed knob in as usual. And you can see now the FMS has reverted to active mode managed. And the target speed has gone up to 250 knots. And that's basically it. That's how this feature works. So I do hope that you found this one interesting, and if you did, be sure to let me know in the comments below, and let me know your thoughts about this one, and how you would have managed a situation like this, where you've got VFR traffic close by in uncontrolled airspace. With that, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. Hope you learned something today. As always, be sure to leave a like if you did like the video, and comment to let me know what you think about it. And if you're up for more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Finally, if you really love what I'm doing, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you for watching, and see you all again on the next one.